So the previous class we discussed about what is DBMS, what is DBMS, RDBMS, and what are the tools in market. Those all we covered the previous class. So this is day 2 class. We are going to learn data types in database. Okay. So let data types in SQL. Data types in SQL. So there are any data that you collected, you can save in the database table in 4 different ways. We have numeric, string, date, binary. So any data will fit to store in this database in this form of data types. But everyone has different types of data types, or there are numeric in that sensitivity, integer or int, both will work. So what it is, int and integer, and next, and float as well, float, float, decimal, money. So all these other different diversions in the under numeric data types. Suppose, as I said earlier, I want to create employee table, EMP table. So like EMP table. So EMP table where I have EMP ID. If you want to create any table, you need to give column names, say along with the relevant data type. So without data type, you cannot create any column inside the table at the time of insert. In the statement itself, you have to mention your column name and your data type as well. Suppose I want to save this employee ID in the employee table by giving the data type called integer. So I want to save the employee salary, EMP salary in the form of float and integer, both will work. So suppose I want to save the student GPA, So what we can go? So GPA, obviously it will go float, it will get float. So these are the different data types that we can use in the numeric at the time of the table, any table. Clear? So next, string data type. Suppose if I am creating employee ID, now I am want to save employee name, employee. So here we use int, right? Int and integer. So employee cell, we go for float and int. And next, GPA, obviously float. So here as well, EMP name. So what we can go? So what data type you need to assign? You can assign. So char. So in a string, we have different data types are there in string. Char, varchar with length, nvarchar with length, and text. So these are the different data types in string. Okay, these are the different forms of data types we have in string. Suppose I want to save the name. If you want to save the name inside the employee table, you have to give the data type called where varchar with the length. Varchar with length. I have to give 20. Okay, like this we can give. So that means it allows only 20 characters. So if any employee name is more than 21 characters, it does not allow. Only it take 20 when you declare it. So it can accept only 20 characters. Okay. That doesn't mean it can also change is 30. But whatever the limit you mention in the creation of the table, up to that only the data will be inserted. So if any name should be more than 30 characters, it won't accept it. Okay. So I want to save the gender column. So employee gender, emp gender. So gender, what we can use? So char, we can use char with length 1. So char with 1. That means I want to save the data like this. So how we can save this? Male or female, M or F, male and female. At the time you can use the char with 1 character. If you want to save the completely male and female like this, male and full female general column, then you can use varchar. Again, you can use varchar, no problem. So varchar, you can declare some length like this. You can declare some 15. Okay, we can give like this. And so difference between char and varchar. This is very different. This is very important. So char will fix the length of the variable length. Okay. So understood? Like space. Let me take some space. So if you want to save non-English data inside your table, then you can use the data type called nvarchar. Nvarchar, we have this. So nvarchar with length. So nvarchar with length. Let me give 20. Okay. Suppose I want to save the Japanese name or Chinese name or Telugu. So inside my database employee table. So then you can give the data type called nvarchar. It will say according to as like Japanese language or non-English language. So if you do not give the, suppose there is a non-English language, but you are sending a back, then it won't save. It will show some special characters, question marks like this, question mark like this. It will show like this, question marks. It won't show. So if we want to say really non-English language inside the database, then you have to give the data type called nvarchar. Nvarchar. Okay. So next. So if you want to save the biography of any person or description of any product, then you can use that called text data type. So it will accept 4,000 characters. Will accept 4,000 characters. Will accept 4,000 characters. Okay. So this is about the string data types. Coming to date. So I want to save the employee joining date. So date has 2 data types. So date has 2. One is date, another one is date. So there are 2 different data type in date. Date, I want to save the date of joining date. So joining date, like joining date. I want to use joining date. Joining date of employee. So then I use date. Then you can use date type, call date. So if I want to save joining date along with the date time, then you can use the date and time. Date and time. And which time any employee joining all those times you can save, then give the date. Then call date. So binary. So binary means if you want to save any JPA, JPG. So in the database, JPG, sorry, JPG and JPA. So in the database, you can use this data type called binary. So any data that you want to store in the inside the database, you will fit any of those columns, either numeric, string, date, and binary. Okay. So this is about the data types inside the